Carlson, good to see you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on this film. I can't wait for people to see it in theaters. It's interesting, right? Because everything in the thriller horror movie genre right now, whether it's TV or film, I mean, that's always been around, but I feel like it's very interesting because everything's been heightened. The creativity has been heightened, the different ways to freak people out, the popularity. Do you think about that? Directing a film at a time where like everything in the thriller genre continues to change and continues to be heightened, so to speak?
It's impossible to keep your kind of like creative brain in the trends. It's like a fool's errand. So I just try to go with the energy of what's being presented to me at the time and do I have a way into a story or not.
Yeah.
It's impossible to predict like the tides, I
Yeah.
think.
Well, that's a good segue. Like, speaking of things you cannot really predict, like I don't think you predicted that you were going to be able to direct in a lot of like the different genres that you have so far. But I'm wondering, like, at some point, you started as an actor, you moved to directing. They're obviously gonna go where the opportunities are and everything. But was it there a little bit of like manifesting or thinking about the fact that you did want to kind of like direct like many films in different genres? Like, was there any talk about that, or was it just like I just want to be able to direct and storytell?
Um, I mean, my connection to all material, and I was like this as an actor too. It's like, do I have a creative like entry point, like into the
Mhm.
character? Yes or no? And that like crosses genres. It's not specific to a genre. It's story and its character, and the container is the genre in a sense.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I mean, I feel that was always my hope that I could sail across those waters. But so, yeah, I kind of have to like prove that to myself.
Absolutely. It's really interesting because a lot of people watch different films and get different kind of takeaways and have different kind of perspectives of things, right? Like someone might watch this film and like tell you about a certain scene and be like, I saw it as this. And you're like, interesting. Like I didn't think about that when I was directing it. But I feel like this movie kind of starts as this slow burn where Sophie's going to this, remote kind of house and cabin and a slow burn. And then there's many kind of I don't want to give too much away, but there's a lot of like 0 to 100 moments, you know what I mean? Where people come into the kind of home invasion components of the film. I'm
Right.
wondering how that was like balancing that because those two different scenes, and I'm a filmmaker as well, pace wise, like just kind of scale wise, are very different, right? You have those like slow burn setting up moments of the story, and
Mhm.
then you have the all right, let's get thriller action, boom. You know what I mean? Those are two different things if you think about it.
Yeah, yeah, they are. I mean, when you're reading the script, it's like, can I see it perfectly? Does it make perfect sense in my head? Yes or no?
Mm. Yeah.
And with this, there was like a lot of logistics to weave in, obviously, and everything we did was practical. So it was a lot. It was a lot of balls in the air, and like a lot of that fabric, I think, is kind of weaved together in the edit too.
The conversations with your actors, I feel like depending on the project, they're going to happen at different times. There's always going to be conversations throughout, but I'm wondering for this one, and specifically with Sophie, when were those conversations? Like, especially in this, where like the movie in a lot of ways is like Sophie, like trying to like survive essentially. The whole, like, again, it's hard. I don't want to give big spoilers, but it's like, are those conversations happening? Like, those, I bet there's a lot of preparation before, like Zoom calls and chats. And then when you're
Yeah,
there, it's just kind of do your thing, so to speak.
we um we had a really productive and rewarding creative chemistry and creative dialogue. I think we were able to kind of have a shorthand and like speak a language as we were navigating some of those scenes that could have been like the thing about Sophie is that she's so dynamic. She can really hold a frame. And yeah, how do you make this room come alive and stay interesting? We
Yeah.
had a lot of conversations about that, and just the emotional arc of the character was something
Yeah.
we worked on
There
together.
might or might not be a dog in this film.
There is
And
stuff.
yeah, there's a dog.
Spoiler alert.
There's a dog.
Stop.
Love those scenes. Um, Gotta protect the dog at all costs. That's all I'm gonna say. What was it like reading those kind of scenes in the script and then seeing it come to life when you got to production, started directing it, like that dynamic, and even like with other characters at the end? I don't know, just saying, like the
Yeah, I mean,
dog
I loved
component.
the dog. I'm like, this is like Toto. You know,
Yeah,
this is like a Wizard of Oz thing. And like Katie Sagal's character, Loretta, says, she's like, this is straight out of Homeward Bound, you know?
yeah,
Um, I loved the dog component. I thought it was like it made me chuckle. It made me smile. So
yeah.
yeah, I loved that.
No, absolutely. And then I did want to kind of ask. I mean, I always think about this now too. Do you feel like now that you've like, especially with acting and like like we all started as fans and consumers of TV and film, right? That's how we got
Yeah.
into it and became storytellers, right? So like at some point we weren't in the industry, we were just watching our favorite films and movies. Do you feel like you now watch things differently now that you make them? Because I think about that all the time, by the way. Like I'm wondering if I was like 14 or 15 before I got into filmmaking, like what I would think about certain movies and vice versa, like time-wise. Like it's
Mm,
interesting.
totally. I think like I do watch things differently now. I always have, but like definitely I do now.
Yeah.
And I think I look for like, is the tone, like, is the director trying, especially with movies, like not so much TV, but I think with film, I try to like pick up what the director is putting down.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Um,
if I can get down with it, then it's fun
it's
watch.
interesting too, because it all comes back to kind of the direction, and it's like that whole kind of script to screen journey is literally just kind of like the pilot is the director in that, right? Because you have something and it gets brought to life, and it's very interesting to think about. I do want to ask the last question, which I find really interesting, is the life of a storyteller and a director and an actor is very interesting because it's like you're on these journeys, you're working on these films, right? You're doing the preparation, and then they wrap, and then they're out of your hands. Like this film's going to be in theaters soon, trust, and people are going to be able to see it, and then it's on to the next project. There was an announcement that you're about what your next project is. You know what I mean? And it's not in this genre. You know what I mean? But like, I'm just wondering, are you getting used to navigating that world of like, at one point, it was a wrap on Trust, right? So it was kind of out of your hands and you worked on something else, and the same with Upgrade and everything. And now it's back for a little bit, then it's going to be gone, and then the new one with Maya Rafiko is going to start. Like, I'm just wondering if you think about that, because it's a crazy, weird world to navigate, but I feel like you have
Yeah,
to.
it is. It's wild. I think you have to be really flexible. Like you have to surrender your ego. I mean, that's like a big thing for me. Like somebody said something hilarious to me the other day. I don't know if you ever heard it, but it's ego is not your amigo.
Mm-hmm.
Thought
Yeah.
that-
Or like have an
I
ego, not an ego. Have you ever heard that one?
yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like I have to kind of maintain a level of creative flexibility, and I'm inspired by challenges. And the
Yeah.
thing is, like, when I subvert my own expectations and like surprise myself, like I learned something.
Yeah.
I learned something along the way, and I respect that process. I like it. So
Absolutely.
I'll keep making these like hard.
Yeah, no, and I'm really happy for you with all your success with the directing. Like, congratulations! Like, it's really
Thank you.
awesome to see. I mean, it's been like we talked about the Blazing World. That was a while ago during the pandemic, and then there's not
Yeah.
really since. So, very happy for you. Congratulations! Can't wait for people to see Trust in theaters. They're gonna be able to see it August 22nd in theaters, which is really really exciting. Carlson, great to see you again. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.